Hi everyone, it's Jennifer Ettinger, CTV PR's social media correspondent with the iconic superstar Boy George.
Right.
Thank you for being here. And I was sharing off camera that this is a definite full circle moment, being at your concerts, growing up with you, adapting the Culture Club style persona. So truly a treat to be in your space.
Thank you.
And we're here on the set of CTV's new music show called The Launch, in which you're a mentor.
Yes.
But before we talk about that, I want to talk about you and your philosophies as a mentor.
Yeah.
It appears that back in your career when you first started, you had such a sensitivity to being a multifaceted performer. From hair to makeup to clothing to actual performance itself.
Yeah.
Is that philosophy equally important today? Because I believe that set you apart.
Well, I think, when I was like 19, I was a club kid, so I was kind of doing that anyway. I was dressing up because I was dressing up. It wasn't career orientated. I wasn't sort of planning to be anything. I was just a show off. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And then I got to the point where I was like, well, I can't just keep showing off because it doesn't pay the rent. And I was watching all my friends kind of getting into bands, like during the punk period, and I was like, maybe I should be in a band. I kind of sang always, when I was a kid. But when you come from where I come from, you don't really think about like being in a band. It just wasn't something that seemed like it would ever happen.
Right.
But because of punk and because of all my friends kind of starting bands, I thought, well, maybe I should do that. I'm not a big planner, do you know what I mean? So I kind of stumbled into being in a band and then discovered I was quite good at it, which is what I do a lot.
Right.
Like I do photography, I paint, and it's more like I just kind of go at things and then eventually, go at things. No, I'm kind of quite dedicated if I get into something.
Right.
Dedicated. So really my kind of pop career was an accident. And I think the difference between then and now is that because of shows like The Launch and shows like X Factor and The Voice, kids know what's possible. Mm-hmm. I definitely did not know what was possible. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? But I suppose what I can bring to a show like this is, the kind of experiences that I've had, who I've become through kind of growing up in the public eye. I can sort of hopefully cut out a lot of the bad stuff.
Right.
So
right.
just don't do what I did. Do these bits, and don't do those bits, And, obviously, when you're young, you don't necessarily listen to people, do you know what I mean? But I try to encourage people to enjoy what they do. This is such an amazing opportunity. If you get to sort of do the thing you love and get paid for it, do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
I think it's amazing.
Look what I'm doing right now.
Exactly. So, being able to go to work and say, I love my job, but remember it's a job.
Right.
It is a job.
Right.
It's not
a hobby.
Yeah, you have to kind of be professional. And I think especially nowadays, because people are much more on your case, social media, everyone's a critic.
So let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Because social media has become the new arm of PR.
Well, it has, yeah, but for me, like, social media is great because like you can just talk to people like instantly.
Right.
Like you can say happy birthday to someone in Arkansas or out of Mongolia. You can someone will say, oh, my mum's going to the hospital, can you wish her good luck? I find most of the things I get asked to do are very kind of sweet, basic things, and I'm surprised I don't get more abuse.
You don't, and you have such huge followers. Like today in the audience, we had so many people that talk. He tweets me. He tweets.
I do, and I chat to a lot of people, and I think, I don't know. I suppose if your starting point isn't like hostility,
right,
then maybe you don't encourage that. Obviously there are nasty people out there, but I don't really engage with them. And if anyone's got, I only ever respond if I can think of something really funny to say. And usually I'll say something really surreal that will throw them off, like, who does your hair? I'll say like, oh, I love your outfit, or whatever. I'll just say something silly and then I'll block them. Do you know what I mean? If someone's nasty, I just think, why would I even bother engaging with you? Because that's what they want.
Right. You
react, they get so excited, and then they can, and also when people say everyone's talking about the internet, people say, oh, everyone's talking about you, it's like 5 people. It's not a revolution. 10 tweets does not constitute a revolution. So, you kind of give these people your power. But I try to use it for positivity. I just like the fact that you can kind of just, people ask you little questions and what do you think of my outfit?
And they're shocked that you're responding.
Yeah, but I don't think there's anything weird about that.
But that's special.
It's called social media.
Yes.
You know, in the title, it's like when people come to see you DJ and they don't dance, like it's called dance music. I'm a little bit literal sometimes.
Right.
You know, I'm
Makes
like,
sense.
what confuses you?
But
You know?
you're kind, and you talked about the power of kindness today.
Yeah,
throughout
absolutely.
The junket, and
Yeah.
I've heard authenticity today. I've
Yeah.
heard we're taking the show behind the scenes. We're pulling
Yeah.
back the curtain.
Yeah.
Are those attributes key attributes of making the show uniquely successful?
Well, I think it's just a different perspective on, you know, because in a funny sort of way, when I went to concerts when I was like 17, I didn't know anything about what went on backstage. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
To me, there was a wizard behind the curtain and you never saw the wizard and it was all mystical. And nowadays, it's more, everyone knows everything to a certain degree. And there are some things you can't teach people.
Right.
You can't teach people to be nice. You know what I mean? They have to either be nice. Do you know what I mean? Or you
And I
can't-
saw your tweet, and you had tweeted out something like they're overly confident or they're cocky.
Yeah. A lot of performers now, because, as I said before, people know what's possible.
Right.
They know they can get rich. They know they can get, you know, successful, and they can get like branding opportunities. And so they're a little bit like, what's the word I'm looking for? Entitled.
Yes. So
You
no
know?
entitled. We don't want to see that
No,
on
we
the
don't
show
like
today.
entitled. No, but you know, in my experience of this show, everyone I saw that was pretty sweet. You know, and you, because of the way, because you're spending a little bit more quality time with them, you're able to say something positive.
Yes.
You know, when I do my work on The Voice, I try to say to people, look, this is what's great about you. This is why you didn't get through. This is what you need to work on. Never send someone away unless they're terrible.
Right.
Even then, I would be careful not to say something really mean because there's no point.
Kindness is king. I appreciate your
Yeah,
time.
kindness is good. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Follow Boy George. Follow the hashtag The Launch. Thank you very much.